SpaceX has become the first private company to launch human beings into orbit. This year was marked special in SpaceX calendar because of Crew Dragon. Falcon 9 rocket and Crew Dragon spacecraft carrying two NASA astronauts successfully blasted off from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida on Saturday. The launch was particularly significant as it marked the first instance of American astronauts being launched into orbit since 2011. Veteran NASA astronauts Robert Behnken and Douglas Hurley have embarked on a 19-hour voyage to the orbiting International Space Station, where they'll spend 4 months before returning home. This mission was originally scheduled for Wednesday, May 27, but was postponed 16 minutes and 53 seconds prior to the launch due to bad weather caused by the tropical storm Bertha. After that, the launch took place on May 30th. 2 minutes and 33 seconds after liftoff, the first stage main engine was cut off, and 3 seconds later, the first and the second stages separated. The first stage rocket performed a flip maneuver, burnt during atmospheric re-entry, and was retrieved. A few seconds after the separation, the ignition of the second stage engine began. In the second stage, the Crew Dragon proceeded towards the International Space Station. The Crew Dragon reached Earth's orbit around 12 minutes after takeoff. After reaching the International Space Station and once successfully docked, Behnken and Hurley will board the International Space Station and become members of the Expedition 63 crew, and will perform tests on the Crew Dragon and conduct research. This mission is expected to last 30 to 90 days, following which the two astronauts will depart from the International Space Station by boarding the Crew Dragon. The trunk gets jettisoned and a deorbit burn lasting approximately 12 minutes occurs, following which atmospheric re-entry takes place. The Crew Dragon capsule will splash down in the Atlantic Ocean and will be recovered by the GO Gravinator recovery vessel. Starlink. SpaceX plans to launch Starlink as they succeeded in the previous mission of launching Crew Dragon. Starlink is a satellite constellation which can be referred to as a group of satellites. This allows high internet access around the globe. Starlink will be situated near Earth and deploy lasers for internet even in rural areas. On Wednesday, June 3rd at 9:25 p.m., SpaceX launched its 8th Starlink mission. Falcon 9 lifted off from the Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral at Air Force Station. Falcon 9's first stage previously supported the Telstar 18 Vantage mission in September 2018, the Iridium 8 mission in January 2019, and two separate Starlink missions in May 2019 and in January 2020. Following stage separation, SpaceX landed Falcon 9's first stage on the Just Read the Instructions drone ship, which was stationed in the Atlantic Ocean. On this mission, SpaceX launched the first Starlink satellite with a deployable visor to block sunlight from hitting the brightest spots of the space. In this mission, SpaceX launched 60 satellites. In Indian time, it took place from 6:30 to 7 a.m. Starship. One of the future missions of SpaceX is Starship. Starship spacecraft and Super Heavy rocket, collectively referred to as Starship, represents a fully reusable transportation system designed to carry both crew and cargo to Earth orbit, the Moon, Mars, and beyond. Starship will be the world's most powerful launch vehicle ever developed, with the ability to carry in excess of 100 metric tons to Earth orbit. Starship is designed to deliver satellites further and at lower marginal cost per launch than our current Falcon vehicles. With a payload compartment larger than any fairing currently in operation and development, Starship creates possibilities for new missions, including space telescopes even larger than the James Webb. One of the Starship's missions is landing on Mars. Starship will enter Mars orbit in 7.5 kilometers per second and decelerate aerodynamically. The vehicle's heat shield is designed to withstand multiple entries, but given that the vehicle is coming into Mars' atmosphere so hot, we still expect to see some ablation of the heat shield. thing is that about the first private lunar mission. On September 17, 2018, SpaceX announced fashion innovator and globally recognized art curator Yusaku and Miyazawa will be the company's first private passenger to fly around the moon in 2023.